Hello, my friends. We're going to continue talking about A Course in Miracles. And I'm going to read from, briefly, Chapter 7, The Gifts of the Kingdom. The kingdom is our connection, by the way. When we think when we think in terms of the language of A Course in Miracles, a lot of people get turned off or confused by the Christian terminology. But rightly speaking, the Course probably has more in common with Buddhism, Vedanta. As a matter of fact, it's often called the Vedanta of the West, than it does with Christianity. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are a Christian, a Buddhist, or a yogi. What the Course speaks to is the underlying spirit beneath the ego, the ever present Godhood, consciousness, the one unified mind. And we are bypassing the ego. We're not destroying the ego. How do you destroy something that doesn't truly exist? That's the secret. That's the magic of the Course, is we are not battling a false entity, ghost in the machine. We're simply seeing through it. So when we say the extension of the kingdom, we are talking about the extension of who we truly are. Kingdom of heaven is found within. I love this section here. Only you can limit your creative power, but God wills to release it. He no more wills you to deprive yourself of your creations than he will deprive himself of his. Do not withhold your gifts to the sonship, or you withhold yourself from God. Selfishness is of the ego, but self-fullness is of spirit, because that is how God created it. The Holy Spirit is in the part of the mind that lies between ego and spirit, mediating between them, always in favor of the spirit. It's important because, again, the term Holy Spirit, and you could use whatever term you want, the Tao, Krishna consciousness, the universe, love, it doesn't matter. Holy Spirit is, again, the intermediate voice, peace, extension of love. So where I don't have to reach way, way, way out to God, or what we imagine way out to God, because that is a tremendous step for the ego to make, and in truth, the ego can't make it. However, it can step a little bit towards the Holy Spirit. Keep that in mind when we talk about the Holy Spirit. So, only you can limit your creative power. And how do you do that? By trying to create from the ego. The ego is a limited source of creation, a limited source of inspiration, a little tiny, small idea of who we are. But who we truly are is infinite. So how can the infinite be limited in creativity or inspiration in any way? It's impossible. So here's the key question. As a artist, as a content creator, as a whatever type of inspiration you're looking for, how do we step into that kingdom of creativity? It's a good question. We're already there. We need to realize it. That's the wonderful thing about forgiveness. I mentioned earlier today in a live stream, I'm almost always addressing the misperception that we are offering forgiveness to another, or that we are even offering forgiveness to ourselves. We are not. We can't offer forgiveness. We recognize forgiveness, and it frees us. It frees us from the small confines of the ego and gives us unlimited inspiration and creativity. But as long as we are judging, as long as we are holding grudges, as long as we're full of grievances, resentment, anger, we are limiting. What we're doing is giving our energy to the false perception of the ego. So it can't see past that. You cannot see the infinite through a haze of clouds. And those clouds our grievances? Do you want to step into this unlimited source of creativity of which you truly are, but you can't see it because of the clouds? You gotta forgive the clouds. Or better yet, recognize the clouds are an illusion. Turn within, and forgiveness takes place on its own. What you're doing is saying, I'm no longer putting stock. I'm no longer putting energy. I'm no longer using my creative essence to support the illusions projected by the ego. When we are refusing to forgive, we're harming ourselves, not the other person. It's never about the other person. It's always about us. If you want to feel more creative, if you want to be more creative, and always inspired, forgiveness is the way to do it. That is the extension of the kingdom. It's the extension of love. The Course says there's always two voices. We have the voice of fear, of which we are projecting outwards because we have given it 100% of our, well, let's say 99% of our beliefs. And we have the voice of love. One of those is an illusion, and it's not love. So, we use the Holy Spirit, and we say, I need a miracle. I need to remember that I am love and that my role is to extend love, not to hold a grudge. That's what a miracle is, just a shift in perception. And with that, man, those clouds start to part. They might still gather in the true sky of our nature, but they never quite have that same power again, because now we know who we truly are, that we are simply an extension of the kingdom, and that's our creative source, and we're no longer giving away, squandering our energy on trivial things. It may seem really big right now, but every cloud is full of its own self-importance and the awesomeness of the sky. You are the awesomeness of the sky. So don't get caught up in your limited self-importance of your cloudiness, because it doesn't serve your best interest. That's what's important, guys. All right. With love, my friends.